Welcome back to DXB Today. Tonight we are talking all about the fourth industrial revolution and AI technologies when it comes to that. And our next guest believes that effective AI agents are needed in order for organizations to survive. Please join us in welcoming to the show Mohammed Alkhotani, the SVP and GM for Salesforce Middle East. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure, and thanks for the invitation.
So tell me, how important is it? We know it's important. How important is it for companies to implement AI going forward in the workplace?
I think AI is a big word, and if I may go down specifically to Agentic AI, which the company is focused on today, I believe it's extremely important because we believe this is one of the pillars in the coming revolution on how employment is changing and how things are done on day-to-day basis. And I think this is making our life accelerating on day-to-day basis in terms of how many actions we can achieve per day. If I look back at the third revolution, for example, it shortened what we can do in a month to a week. Now I think this week is becoming in a day or even an hour, and it will change how humans will interact with agents in the near future.
That's amazing. Could you tell us about Agentforce? It's a product I'm really excited about.
I mean, Agentforce was launched by Salesforce in September last year. And to be honest, in a very short time, I can say we have achieved tremendous milestones with so many clients globally in many industries. If I take hospitalities, for example, we have big hotel chains managing an end-to-end booking system by agents nowadays with zero human interaction. I was last week in the Formula One in Jeddah, and I was interacting with a couple of the CEOs of the big racing companies where they applaud the researches that we're doing with them and the use cases and how we manage the full fan experience end-to-end and every single touch point and how AI is contributing to it. Success rates are, I would say, very high when it comes to call centers, for example, and how the speed to closing a case was improved by numbers above 80%. For Formula One, as an example, as an industry, if you look at it, it's around 700 million fans on yearly basis, while it's not football. So you have very limited number of people who actually attend and be able to attend because they follow 22 drivers, not in one game, not in one match, and this is globally. So they had to, I believe, any company who's touching Formula One, they had to invest in the digital world because it's becoming equally important when you match it with the physical experience.
Mohammed, since you're talking about a success story right there, what about the companies that aren't doing so well in actually deploying AI within their industry? What do you think are their struggles?
I don't think they're struggles. I think it's a normal phase of maturing organizations when it comes to AI. I mean, if you look today, if I give you an example, I like to tell stories. So 1 year ago, I was in the Silicon Valley with CIO of one of the big firms in the Middle East. And he was like, in a toy store. He wants to buy every single AI product in the market. And we met a month ago, and he said, look, after all of the shopping I've done, I didn't realize many tangible factors. Because I believe, coming to your point, is business should have an equal engagement to technology leaders in organizations, because if the use case is not there and it will not be used, no matter what you invest in the infrastructure layer, the physical layer, you won't feel it and you won't be able to quantify it as a benefit back to the organization. So I believe business leaders with technology leaders should go after the AI strategies hand in hand. They are equally important, and they should both be educated on what's the latest and what is possible to be done. Because it's not something tangible and a fixed business process. It's really up there. A lot of people are saying, we implemented something, we don't know what it is. So it's really important to bring the knowledge high and really think of what can we do with it, how we can improve, and how we can be extremely competitive in our field.
So Mohammed, how is Salesforce making AI a reality and the use of AI a reality in companies here in the region?
In the region, if you look at the AI maturity, I believe we are one of the leading regions globally. And if you look at the language models that we have in Saudi and UAE, in the GCC in general, I mean, you hear about, for example, Alam, Falcon, and those are super advanced LLMs. We come on top to serve the use cases and set on the LLMs that are available globally and locally to be able to really help companies automate a lot of their workforce to become more digital labor and not only rely on more number of employees. So employees can focus on more strategic initiatives and move the operational works to become more agentic.
So Mohammed, I know for maybe some people in the audience, they don't know what agentic AI is. So I'm just thinking to explain that it's the thing after generative AI. And rather than telling it what to do, you tell it how to finish the task you want done, and it goes through your computer and for you. So I think about the use cases of Agentforce, Salesforce's new product, and in higher education where I'm working, and thinking about how can I use that to make administration of universities as a company more efficient? Yeah. And one of the major challenges of universities is persistence, or said another way, the dropout rate of students. How do we help them persist through the whole 4 years? Do you have a use case for how that would work, or what that looks like with Agentforce?
Yes, of course, but just to take a step back and explaining what's the thinking behind it. So when you go to AI, you are not actually programming an action. You're programming the thinking and letting the agent take the decision behind instead of the human being. In life, we take decisions every day. So when we wake up until we sleep, we take decisions. And automatically, we analyze risk in our brain. And when the risk is acceptable to our level, we take the decision and move forward. Buy something, take an action at work. It's exactly the same process that the agent is doing. So the more data you feed the agent, our agent, or the AI agent that you have in the organization, the more sources of data and accessibility to information it may have. So basically, the more accurate decisions will be taken to come back to you and tell you this is the dropout rate. Customer experience is very wide. If you go to any financial system, for example, it's an end-to-end process, but there is a big area of creativity when it comes to customer experience and innovation in the customer experience. So it's not only a fixed business process, it really relies on how you help the agents think and take decisions to come back and tell you dropout rates are like this, so or the reason behind them, or even take action to follow up with an email or a WhatsApp message or an SMS to bring traffic back and listen and learn and take decisions and move on. Registration, I heard you earlier speaking about registration process. I believe this should be automated by agents. Grading, for example, selecting a specialty. So I can go in education more and more and more. So design thinking exercises, especially when people who are from the business, are extremely important to be the source to technology leaders in order to take decision on what to implement and what to automate.
There's so much information.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
I need those glasses to digest it all. But thank you so much, Mohammed, for joining us on today's episode of DXB Today. It's been a pleasure talking to you and just hearing about what Salesforce Middle East is up to in the world of AI. But now it is time for DXB in 60. And Louie, I think you're the lady with the questions.
Yes, I am. Nancy, this is for you. Don't worry, you won't need AI for this. It's all about you. We want to know more about you in 60 seconds. Are you ready? Timer starts now in 3, 2, 1. Your first job.
Waitress.
Your motto in life and in work.
Don't give up.
If you could have an AI assistant, what tasks would you want it to handle?
Cleaning.
If you could have dinner with any celebrity, who would it be?
Alive or?
Either.
Okay, bell hooks.
If you had to choose a degree to study today, what would it be?
I'd probably get an MBA.
Best way to unwind after a stressful day?
Exercise.
Your go-to restaurant in Dubai?
Oof, Nobu.
A book, movie, or series you'd like to recommend?
The Power.
A superpower you wish you had?
Ooh, night vision.
A goal you have for this year?
Ooh, more travel.
And last but not the least, why Dubai?
Oh my gosh, the food. I'll give it the food first.
Well, Nancy, it's been amazing having you on the show. Thank you so much.
My
and
pleasure.
I know that the kids at NYU Abu Dhabi are in very safe hands. Thank you so much. And Mohammed, thank you so much for being here, and let us know what Salesforce is up to.
Thank you so much.
All right, and I'm sure we'll see both of them on the show later on as AI takes more and more hold over our lives. But for right now, let's have a little break and listen to some good old-fashioned music.
I came from the family of musicians, so I think my way was already predicted. And after I graduated from the music school, I entered the music college. I also write my own music. I'm a singer, keyboard player, musician, and producer. If you want to create music, go and do it, because life is so short. And if you want to share something with the people, you better do that one right now. Catch me perform at the end of the show.